buzz. Now haters understand. Hive the buzz, blockchain.
More than 50 apps I drive and use Bing Maple. Cooking food speed Hive. Brother, this is global. Big sheets, Hive trap. Thanks God I'm the first. $1,000 in 4 months. I have a successful trust. I put tutorial on to speak how to feel this vibe. If I call it, they call me Dan. He told you it.
Howdy everybody, it's Daryl from How Daryl Rolls. Wanted to make a video here talking about the current situation in the crypto markets. If you haven't checked your portfolio in a while, I feel bad for you. I hope that you listen to some of my earlier advice, which, you know, of course, is not financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. So, you know, do your own research, come to your own conclusions. But I hope that you took into consideration the fact that I suggested taking profits when things are good, because things are not good right now. And there's plenty of reasons that people could blame, you know, Luna, Celsius, Three Arrows, numerous crypto hedge funds and companies are going belly up. And unfortunately, that has taken a huge toll on the market. The general market itself hasn't been so good considering everything that's going on around the world. So it is important in times like this to stay calm, hopefully have a plan of some sort, and be diversified. Because, you know, as shown with Luna, you know, if you bought Luna early and rode it all the way up, you made a lot of money. The Luna Terra seemed like a great stable coin until it wasn't. And there were definitely warning signs if you were paying attention to that project specifically and or its founders on Twitter. But at the same time, this is, you know, something that's hard to predict. So really the best thing to do, and I unfortunately can't speak for anyone who didn't take any profits and are still holding their bags right now, you need to, well, basically plan to survive the next bear market. For me, that involves using stable coins, staking them for a small passive income to continue to grow my holdings, and then watching the market, waiting for the next opportunity to buy in once it looks like we've done going down and things are starting to look a little bit brighter. But before that happens, usually it has to hit rock bottom. Everybody that's, you know, needing to sell because they, you know, need the money out of the market to do other things or pay rent or different things like that, basically all those people are going to have to sell first. And once everybody's kind of given up on the crypto market, and then usually just no one talks about it for a while, that's usually the best time to buy. Because those of us who are still building the market, those people who still believe in crypto as a technology, the blockchain, Web3, all of these things, the innovations that come with that, those people are still building. And it's already gone through several cycles, very similar like this if you look throughout history, and it's generally a combination of the adoption cycle and just as well as the halving of Bitcoin, and then the hype and speculative cycles that come along with that, meaning that, you know, when new technologies come around, everybody gets all excited. Everybody tries to start a business using the new technology. Tons of speculation comes in, making the price skyrocket and go absolutely parabolic. This is a huge money-making opportunity, assuming you take profits. Because what happens is adoption is much slower than the hype, and it doesn't keep up with the rampant speculation. So that huge spike comes crashing down because these speculators all want to make money, so they sell. And if they're selling and you're buying at those high prices and all of a sudden it goes down, you got to wait a long time, on average about 3 to 4 years, for the next bull market to come around. Of course, I think that's based on the halvening, so it depends on where you're thinking the last point started, if you're counting from the peak or if you're counting from the halvening. Generally, I just kind of go based on my feel of the market, what I think is going on, but I'm hoping that all of you guys are doing okay. You haven't invested money that you can't afford to lose, and or if you didn't have a chance to sell before it started going down, that you're able to just wait till the next time it goes up, and that you invested in projects that actually have a future, have utility, aren't just memes, and hopefully that coin, that company will recover and you'll be up and in profits, maybe in 3 to 4 years. But again, this is all about strategizing and trying to reduce your risk. You can't know exactly what the market's going to do. You can't get it perfect every time. Most people never sell the perfect top, and most people never buy the perfect bottom. My strategy, I believe, I've said before, but I'm going to reiterate here. And admittedly, I wasn't always perfect in following my own plans, because sometimes your ego gets in, or you feel a little too much FOMO, fear of missing out, or there's FUD, and you just have to break your rules, or you just aren't thinking. And those are usually the times you regret. I definitely could have taken a lot more profits when it was way, way, way higher, instead of waiting to see, okay, it's dipping a lot more than it normally does. This might be the big one. Start taking profits now. And even then, maybe I could have gone a little faster. But it is what it is, and it's important not to, cry about the fact that, your portfolio used to be worth this much, and then you only sold here, because all you can really think about is the fact that you sold here. Otherwise, it's in the past. Don't beat yourself up about it. And then come up with a better strategy for next time. So, unless you're a master trader and you can read charts and you're very accurate at predicting where people are going based on what the chart's showing you, it's probably best to have a much more general, long-term strategy. I like to follow Data Dash. He's very good for this. I believe it's macro trading. Basically, the way it goes is, when you're in a bear market and things are going down and hopefully look like they're sort of settling, so now it's going sideways as opposed to up or down, you start dollar cost averaging in, which means putting in $1 a day or $10 a week, or different amounts. And this just kind of means that on average, as it's going down, if it continues to spike down, you're just kind of buying and kind of averaging out what would be the cost of your purchase. And then of course, if in my strategy, and it's kind of bending that rule a little bit, but of course this is what I do, so I'm just sharing it with you. It's my opinion. What I do is, when I see days where it goes down 30%, I watch carefully and then usually buy these large dips, because a lot of times what will happen is you'll see it go down for even just a few moments, way below what it ends up settling at, and you'll get this wick that dips down. Of course, if you're putting a sell order there in advance because you're really good at reading charts, that's awesome. But if you're there watching it go down, just wait till it looks like it's hitting a floor, gets resistance, you see a lot of buy orders come in, and maybe buy that dip a little bit. Do that with not all of your money, but just small portions, or at least a little bit larger portions than when you're just doing dollar cost averaging when it's not going down. And then you have to watch, because obviously when it's down, when things are continuing to go down, and maybe that money you invested in a few weeks ago, a few months ago, it's worth like half what it is now. It's a little hard to keep looking at it. But the thing is that if you believe in Bitcoin, it's going to come back eventually. So you just got to wait until it hits a bottom. And, it's hard to know if that's a bottom or just another plateau before it drops down another cliff. But once you start seeing what's called higher highs and higher lows, which means that you're getting spikes up and then it's coming down, but not down to the last point that it kind of hit what appeared to be a bottom or a floor and then bounced, or some kind of resistance. I guess technically it'd be support if it's underneath. And if it starts doing that, like it's climbing some stairs, that usually means it's starting to get some momentum. At that point, maybe you can buy in a little bit more. That's a little risky if all of a sudden it decides to be just a bump or a dead cat bounce, as they say, where hit the cliff on the way down, bounced for a while, and you're like, oh look, it's flying, and then you're like, no, it's not, and then it starts falling some more, which is why you never go all in. You never put money you can't afford to lose, because nothing's guaranteed, and some kind of crazy event can happen and turn things around, and who knows, new regulations, something fun. China bans it one more time. Media says crypto's dead. But we all know it's not dead. So, generally, what will eventually happen is people who are watching will notice it has reached a bottom. They're smart chart readers, and they'll start buying, and suddenly the price will start noticeably going up. And this is where you start switching strategies. So if all of a sudden it goes up 75%, crypto does go up large percentages, so that's not uncommon. Maybe take off a couple percentage, just a wee bit. If all of a sudden that was just a early spike of people trying to get into the market before the market really was ready, as they sometimes say, it will give you an opportunity to just buy back in if suddenly it starts dropping again, and you'll have that little bit of profit that you just took because you should have been buying when it was below this hypothetical spike that happened. And then eventually you're going to start seeing where it's full-on bull run. Everyone's talking about it, and you're going to start seeing companies launching NFT platforms, all those crazy things. And eventually everyone's going to start saying, oh, it's going to go up forever. This is the new industry. It's adopted now. And then you have to really ask, is it really adopted? Is it part of your everyday life, like the way the internet is now your everyday life? And if the answer is no, then we are going to be going back down from those high peaks again. Rinse and repeat. So hopefully you remember to take profits next time. And then when the bear market comes, you've got yourself a little bag of stable coins that are hopefully actually stable, or at least safe in some way, even if they fluctuate a little bit. Looking at you, HBD. Then hopefully you are able to buy in much better than you did previously, ride the next bull market, and maybe this time it gets fully adopted, maybe not. But the point being is you're going to be much more better prepared with the lessons you learn now, and hopefully much better off financially if this whole cycle happens again. Now, history doesn't guarantee to be repeated, but they do say it likes to echo. So I highly suggest you continue paying attention. Don't give up. Don't be despaired. I went through all of this from 2017, 2018, and although it definitely sucked and probably added to some of these gray hairs on my head, it also helped me financially far better off than, well, pretty much any other financial decisions I've ever done with my life, next to starting to film and create content. Not that that made me a ton of money, it just got me connected to so many different things, got my head into Web3, got me kind of respected and seen by my colleagues on Hive. And people, see me as someone that's trying to do something. I'm not perfect. I'm definitely not the most successful. I kind of wonder if, the algorithms don't exactly like my certain subjects I like to bring up, but if you like it, give me a like, give me a follow, give me a subscribe, help me get seen by more people, because all I'm trying to do is help you guys. And if you like it, smash that like button. Anyways, a word from our sponsors. This video is brought to you by Cyberx, a new exciting game coming out on the Hive blockchain that is first-person view as well as third-person, built on the Unreal Engine in the style of Battle Royale. It's going to be free to play while also play to earn and risk to earn, allowing you to choose whether or not you want to risk some money playing against others. There also is an NFT marketplace where you can buy and sell items, and eventually you'll be able to rent it out to fellow players. Check it out at cyber-x.com, as well as check out the community over on the Hive blockchain. That's at hive.io or peakd.com, and then search for the Cyberx community. All right, take care. See you on Cyberx. Hopefully, not at the other end of my scope. All right, peace out, people. Back to the video. Well, that was a word from our sponsors, so thank you very much, and hopefully you enjoy. Take care, and this is how Daryl rolls. Peace.
I have fun, I create content, Hive hit $10 and you will stun. Going to be a fun, going to be a fun. Na Venezuela